honestly, our sport's growing. We can see it. We see it every pro event we go to, we watch the webcast, you see the numbers.
I've seen the trajectory over this 16-year pro skiing career, and I've seen the last 5 make this, start of an exponential curve up. So I have no choice other than to be an optimist about where things are going. Sure, it's contingent upon a number of things. TWBC has to keep going. The events have to keep going. I know people have to find funding and sponsorship, and it's not easy.
10 different types of sport that are just on your TV. There's golf, there's Formula One, there's football, there's American football, there's all this stuff. We've got to make a case for water skiing to be an intricate part of your life that you reach out to and enjoy. Otherwise, game over.
We're getting support mainly from endemic sponsors within the water ski industry. That's keeping us going at a level where we are right now. I hope we can count on that going forward. I hope we're in some sustainability there. I think we need to be thinking growth and getting outside of that paradigm. I hope that's where we're going. But fragility, probably, yeah. If a few key people want to pull back, we can be back to 2009 again pretty quickly, and that would be very sad.
So yeah, I think our sport's going in the right direction, but it's kind of scary at the same time because it's fragile. It could go any direction, any moment.
Put some water skiing on TV, get people excited, go, oh my God, I want to be Freddy Krueger. I want to be Erica Lang. Then they go, how do I get a water ski? How do I go and, learn to do it? And I think it can work. And I think that's the future of water skiing, or one area of it. And if we don't do it in a way that is effective, not only are we missing an opportunity, but we could be contributing to the downfall of the sport. I think everyone's different. Used to be that I didn't really take an off season too much. Like when I was kind of getting into it, I was so excited about skiing, I was less dependent on it, and also sort of less stressed by it. It was 100% fun and 100% new. Now it becomes the most important thing actually. I was always told that the time away is as important as the time on, and that it's not just your rest days at the end of the week or whatever you want to take, but it's also the time that you need to take away from the sport. And the pressure is huge. We're not just doing this for the love of it, although that's a huge part of it. There's a massive part of it, you're trying to make a living. It's not so easy in water skiing. We've all got to fund our lives, and as much as it might look like a lot of fun from the outside, which it is when it's going well, it's demanding. There's stress related to being able to afford to continue being a pro skier.
Winter's in Florida generally, or wherever else I'm going to be, but no, not here. I'm not brave enough anymore. Today it's like 2-3 degrees Celsius, close to freezing, and the idea of getting in the water, but I used to do it, 10-15 years ago, every weekend. And then I get in the boat for 5 hours. But no. Yeah, no, screw that. No chance.
They've won 10 individual medals at European Championships, with 4 of them being gold. They had the equal slalom European record in 2014 with the great Andy Mappel, and went on to beat it in 2016 with 1.5 boys at 9.75. Although I'm reading from my own notes, I have first-hand knowledge of this young man and so proud of him. And also to be on the dock with him as team captain at all of these events. The winner of the Versailles Open Award is Freddy.
It's wonderful to be, to go to these tournaments and represent everyone here in some ways. And I know that, without having grown up here in England, I would not be winning this award. So thank you. When you get older, you get you realise that the financial side is important. And I'm not a financially motivated person particularly overall, but I do need to make it pay. If you get on the podium, if you're in the top 8, you get paid. But of course, if you're getting paid $350 for 8th place, that's basically your entry fee, and you've got to pay for your rental car, your flight, your hotel, and it's not going to cover it. So you lose money from 6th down, 7th down, maybe even 5th down. Sorry. But then it goes up to 4, 5, 6 grand for first place. Then you're in the positive. Not guaranteed, of course. So yeah, I mean, I'm 100% in. Like I've had my time away, come back motivated, and 2024, I'm hoping to, I finished the last year with 2 wins in a row, and I was between first and second for like 14 events or 13 events, and I hope to continue that.
I'm Ryan Dodd, and I'm 39 years old. I've been water ski jumping since I was 9, so this is 31st season. I guess professionally for 24 years. Live in Palm Bay, Florida, and I've been spending a lot of time being a dad and trying to be a surfer and business-wise in real estate. But I also jump. Yeah, not Christmas anymore, not holiday season, not surfing. We are in February, and we are 2 weeks from Moomba. So Moomba Masters coming very soon, and every day I'm more nervous and more concerned that I'm not prepared. I mean, there's been years I got so excited / nervous that I just didn't go. I kind of froze up because it's like Christmas time. You got to be prepared because the energy there, the excitement, the current, the people, the volume of jumps, the intensity of jumps, the jump offs, the interwebbing of day and night jump, and the river and the unpredictable. It's like a lot. So you can't just wing it, especially at this age, especially when I completely want to dominate and win the event. So literally this year, like Monday after the World Championships, my trainer built me a program that was counting down in reverse, right? I've always felt like I was kind of underprepared for Moomba. So we just, every Monday was, here's this week, just counting down. So I've just been chipping away. So it's coming. The jumps have been coming to me. Haven't jumped a lot, but I've been jumping far, and still terrified. I've tried to set the buoy in, have Brienne drive it. Even when I was younger, I went to Scott Ellis, the legend, and drive that. He's like, I can drive it perfect, and he can, right? Because he's been 40 times or whatever. But it's like, none of that's helped. Tried lots of different stuff every year. There's a high volume of jumps, so you're trying to be able to get ready to jump a lot, but at this age I can't really jump a lot. I'm trying to get that volume from somewhere else, trying to have my intensity high on the water so I'm ready for a tournament. That's why today, this is my 5th and 6th set over the ramp this year, and it's full doubles. First jump was probably 241. Those are high 30s, full on jumping, so that I'm ready for pressure and nerves in a tournament. I'm probably as wound up today as Moomba finals. And then just physically trying to be ready to handle some crazy stuff.
Honestly, Moomba is pretty harsh because, you know, you get there, you don't know what time zone you're on. You feel weird just walking. Like, traveling across the world, it's tough. And then being expected to compete without practice, it is hard. You know, if you get there and you fall on your first or second pass in slalom, it's sorry, but you just flew to Australia and you're not skiing again. And same thing in tricks. If you go and, you know, you maybe fall early in one of your runs, sorry, but you're done. With tricks, we've got a prelim and a finals, so you better stand up your prelim round because you don't have another chance. And it's funny because I think Moomba is definitely the tournament where the most amount of people have missed their first passes, for sure.
Yeah, so the event, the Moomba Masters, it's in early March every year, so definitely have to train in the cold. And I feel like everybody kind of feels the same way. Nobody's at 100% of their game. Nobody's skiing, you know, in their top shape. But everyone kind of recognizes that. So you kind of just have to go with it. But I do take off a few months in the winter. So I probably have been, you know, training for Moomba. I probably start around, you know, early January. So January, February is, you know, the time that, you know, I'm training and getting ready, but I don't think anybody feels super ready for it. But everyone just embraces that and goes and has fun. But it is expensive, so I think as long as, you know, you're willing to spend the money and you at least, you know, for me, I feel like I have a potential to be on the podium and take the win, so it makes it a little more worth it.
You know, most of the time, especially in Florida, we're skiing on man-made lakes that are perfectly for water skiing. And when we go to Moomba, it's a completely different set of conditions. And even between rounds at Moomba, each time you ski on the river is totally different. I don't know if anybody can ever really be ready for Moomba. It's, you know, you can be skiing the best you've ever skied in your life, and you can go there and fall on your first pass or your first trick. It just, sometimes it happens. Or we can see some really great skiers go there and ski incredible. So it is possible.
I am 18 years old, I'm a senior in high school, and I'm the under 17 and under 21 world record holders in slalom skiing. I started competing at Waterski professional tour stops when I was 15 years old, and I've been doing so ever since. I do have great expectations for myself, and when I fall short of them, it doesn't feel good. You know, I want to be skiing in the finals with Will, with Nate, with Freddy. And I want one day to be remembered as one of the greats with them. And so, you know, those are great expectations. They've paved such an amazing career. And so, I don't know, it's a stressful vibe sometimes. And since I idolized these individuals, Will, Nate, Freddy, since I was so young, like, I grew up going to my dad's tournaments and watching Will there, and I've been doing so since I was really little. I have a photo from when I was 10 at the U.S. Open with Nate. So I've idolized them since I was young. So giving myself permission almost to be, like, not to beat them, but to compete against them, and to realize that I can be just as good as them, or it's something that I've kind of battled with and that I'm starting to realize now. You know, there have been rounds where I've placed higher than Will, and I've placed higher than Nate, and I've placed higher than Freddy. Of course, they do it a lot more often than I do, because they're better skiers than I am up to this point. But, you know, when I show up to a tournament dock, I have to believe that I have just as good of a shot as anyone, and that includes them.
Moomba's hectic and it's crazy, but I think it's definitely my favorite tournament. You know, you go all the way over there and you take a day to adjust, and then you jump right into the tournament, and you don't know what you're gonna get on the river. You don't know what you're gonna get with tricks or with slalom. I can't even imagine jump. You know, going into the tournament even a week before, I was with my dad and I was like, what run are we gonna do? We've gotta figure this out. But because I had only been skiing, you know, for a month leading up to Moomba, we had to weigh the pros and cons. Okay, are we gonna go with a little bit of a harder run? Are we gonna do mob, back-to-back switch front? Are we gonna do mob, front flip? Are we gonna do one mob, front flip? And so at least where I'm at in tricks, you always wanna have, the goal is to have 6 flips and then ideally 4 spins or ski lines. 3 is, you know, sometimes you only get 3 in time, but the goal is to have 6 flips, 4 tricks at the end. And so lately I've got some different runs where, you know, I'll do 6 flips, but I'll do 3 in the beginning or 5 in the beginning and 1 at the end, and then put my spins in the middle. But the flips are the higher scoring tricks. So to put 1 flip at the end and then you risk that one being out of time, you know, an 800-point trick being out of time, that's tough. You have to weigh the pros and cons of that. So going into Moomba, we wanted to figure out the run that was, you know, the most realistic for where I was at training-wise then, but also which one is, you know, the most efficient yet smart. We don't want to put a flip at the end and risk that being out of time.
Are the speed changes good?
Yep, they were exactly what we expected. Yeah, so.
Erica and we ended up tying in the prelims, which honestly for tricks is pretty, I don't know, it's not the most common thing in the world for tricks. For slalom, you see ties all the time. For tricks, not so much. We actually tied in prelims, and then in finals, I was debating between doing different runs. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So my first trick, I actually only did 1 mob. Going into finals, well, for prelims, I knew that I was only going to do 1 mob, then front flip. And for finals, we were debating doing 2 mobs, and I was like, no, let's just do 1. I didn't feel completely synced up after prelims. And Moomba is tough because for tricks, we only had prelims and finals. We don't have 1 round in the middle to, you know, figure out the river a little bit more. So for finals, I just decided to do the same run as prelims, which was mobe, front flip, twist, twist, half cab, heel side. And then I did ski line back and then 2 5s. You know, in slalom, you know, there's S turns, there's safety turns, you can figure out what you want to do and, you know, have a strategy. But with tricks, really your only strategy is your run. That's all you have. That's what you go with.
Very much straight on here with this trick right to the change drive. It's called a free mark. Sorry mate, so breaking news. We have a score for Erica Land. And congratulations to Erica Land.
I'm surprised
She's won
that
the
they didn't
Moomba
take this
on the
first.
trick time with a trick score of 10,350. So congratulations to her. 10,000.
Yeah, I'm just here with Erica Lane. Erica, another Moomba Masters trick title. It's got to feel pretty good out there.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I was super nervous today. I don't know why, but I'm glad I was able to fight through it and almost stand up both runs. So just excited, yeah.
Didn't think of changing any run. You probably would have heard the score of nearly come through about 9,780. Did you think about changing or just go through exactly the motions that you used to?
Yeah, I have 2 different runs that I do, and I ended up doing a little bit of an easier run. I took out one of my flips, the back to front flip, and just because I saw the scores, so I was able to do a little bit of an easier hand run, so that made it a little bit easier for me today.
See, when I get to Moomba, typically I have enough confidence. I mean, the weather's never perfect in Florida when we're training for Moomba, so I try and make sure, no matter what, I'm doing like tons and tons and tons of 38s, 11 meters, so that, I mean, regardless, that takes out a huge amount of the pack, right? Like, if you're running 38 on the Yarra River, you're in the top 3 probably every time. So that for me is the most important thing in early season training for Moomba. So I feel confident that I can run it in crosswind, strong wind, rollers, you know. And for me, at Moomba, I feel like I have an advantage because I do a one-handed gate. I know people really struggle with their gates at Moomba because 1, the current is weird. 2, you're coming in on one end and you're turning as you're coming into the gates. So for the 2-handed gate people, they might be getting actually whipped out on their gate. Whereas with one hand, I feel like I have a little bit of advantage because that boat's straight. So sometimes I get butterflies and I tell myself, okay, this means I still care. I also have times when I don't get butterflies and I can still have a great performance. So it's not really dependent. For me, it's more, as long as I have the right mindset coming in, I'm focused on the things that I can control, and I have put in the work leading up to the event. Typically, if I get those butterflies, it doesn't like make me more nervous or whatever. It just is.
very strong. Turn into Jets, see a deep stop line. Beautiful stop line in Regina. Long time into the turn.
Just felt great. I was coming in late. 2 was all right because it is my onside, so I kind of could crank it and just pulled all the way to 3. So feels great to have the Moomba title. It was kind of really the only title that I don't have under my belt, so it feels great to now add that to everything that I have. So it's yeah, I think I have them all now. So that's awesome, and a great way to start the year. It's a really early season. I don't normally start skiing this early, so really cool way to start 2024.
It's so unusual to have a tournament in a city. We're usually out in the middle of nowhere, but this is probably the coolest thing about it. We have, you know, top 3 best tournament in water skiing happening right here. Right here, this is the Australian Open venue for tennis, right? So, you know, sporting greatness, we can all remember some of the amazing stuff that happened there, but to my heart, just on the other side is the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, where every 4 years on Boxing Day, England get pumped by the Australians in cricket, which is very upsetting. But I mean, to be here and to have, like, I mean, I had a walk around there yesterday. It's incredible. You know, I'm staying 20 minutes that way. You can walk up to the lake and or the river, I guess. Unusually, it's just way different. But it's cool, and that's why we come. It's a long way to come. It's very expensive, but to kind of be able to experience this.
There's no practice. It's you know, you turn up and they're setting up for juniors and it's go time. And that's actually why it's such an intimidating tournament. It's because you turn up and, I mean, you don't ski in these settings. It's the rolliest water you can really imagine. I mean, it can be basically unskiable.
That's insane. That's terrifying. Look, just right at the free gates, just those rollers, like, you know, I almost don't want to see them. I've got to ski tomorrow.
Windy, middle of a city, going under a bridge, weird water, smells like sewage, you know, keeping your head out like this as you get in. I mean, these are not normal conditions. So there's just a whole lot of intimidation, and not to mention the fact, not to be completely money focused, but you spent $4,000 to get down there, and there's just this, like, don't screw up, you know. You try and enjoy it as much as you can, but I definitely find that I can enjoy the final, or, you know, after the first round I enjoy it a lot more. The first round is very, very stressful. I mean, I find that the nerves are horrible.
Charlie? Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, there's always going to be the tournament nerves, but you get to a point where, I don't know, you just want to go out there and throw down, and you know that's easier to do without being so nervous that it gets in the way of that. So I went out there and I was kind of prepared for it not to feel the best, and I think that was definitely met that way. 32 and 35 I don't think felt amazing.
Myself, Monday final, eyes back, all water now. out the skiing team. Turn through the weights. And that's one. Now look nice. Charles here, 1.5 on the 11.25. Just has not been in his tournament so far. Didn't see him run 11 in the junior competition, but really wanted to submit the spot at the top of this Moomba Masters Slalom and discipline. Charlie and the rest of the viewers, this is something you're going to be considered, especially Lucas, that Lucas will be battled over the last 2 days.
You know, didn't have the one and then went down on 2, and so yeah. So doing 1.5 at 38 kind of meant that I didn't make finals. It was kind of similar to last year where I ran 2 at 38. I mean, it's similar. So in that sense, it was kind of like, oh, okay, I was coming in hoping to improve and hoping to, you know, kind of see an upward trajectory into finals. But at the same time, it was different. I thought I skied better through it, and I gained a little bit more experience on the river, and I thought, you know, it's something that motivates me to come home and get training and you know, fix it.
Moomba's kind of been a weird one for me. Like my first ever Moomba, I won the first ever round I skied at Moomba, like in 2016 or whatever. I ran 5 at 10.75, and you know, it was great. And then I came 4th that year. The following year I came 5th. 18, my boot broke in the first round. I turn in they were starting on the other side of the river. I pull out from my gates. I needed to run 1.5 at 11 to make the next round. As I'm turning from my gate, I feel my boot unclip. I go towards one. I try and jam the tail and I blow out. It was unbelievable. It flew all the way there. First round of the year. In 19, I was not let into the country. 20, I made the semi-finals. I came, I don't know, 15th or something, and I was kind of like, this isn't going to happen. I mean, I wasn't anywhere near that. I'd never been on the podium. It was the only time I hadn't been on a podium. As we sort of went through COVID, 21 didn't happen. 22, I came 2nd, so that was quite a big jump. I suddenly was, I tied with 2 other guys, but I had a better previous round score, so I came 2nd above them. Nate wiped me off the face of the earth, beat me by 4 boys, so that was not ideal, but still 2nd was better than off the podium. Yeah, 23, I came 2nd again. It's the last tournament I hadn't won.
Every time I'm with it alone, it picks me up, you just send me down on my toes, lock the door, pretty face through the walls, don't know if I'd be so sure again.
Truly, honestly, was a dream come true, and my career. I'll say this with my full heart. I would never have felt my career was complete without having won that tournament. No way. I needed to get that tournament, and I told everyone, I said that I will go to Moomba until I can't walk anymore, until I can't qualify, because I know that there's a chance, even if I'm not a very good skier anymore, I could, if I thread the needle, get it. But it's better to go when I'm at my peak. And, you know, I managed to get it done.
He's chasing 61 for the lead, but he knows he's got Ryan Dodd waiting on the top to go after him. So yeah, he knows he really needs to get something around 65 here. And the rest. And the rest, yeah. No, seriously. What we actually want out of Jack Critchley is to make Ryan Dodd have to jump 60 times. Third and final. He needs a big jump. This one's pretty lane. He's got some speed. Up he goes on the slip. Jumper of all time. Good spot here. He's got plenty of speed. Up he goes. Oh, he misses his kick. Jeez, that was late. Have another one. He is. Let's see what he can do here on jump number 2. Another late cut. Plenty of speed on this one. Oh, he misses his kick again. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I can't believe this. But for whatever reason, it's not happening at the moment from Ryan Dodd. He's got one last chance here. This could be one of the biggest upsets in Moomba history, you'd have to say, Rob. Could be yours. Oh, here it is, big moment coming out. Ryan Dodd, can he get his legs? Can he get his lift? Into the rounded jump. He's got plenty of speed. Oh, this could be it, is it? Oh, I think so. I think he's won it on jump 3. Wait for the distance. That's a big jump from Ryan Dodd. He gets it together.
That was a little rough around the edges, but part of the deal.
Do you take something from this afternoon? Of course, we've got night jump coming up. Do you use some of that information you've just learned for night jump later on tonight?
I don't know. That to me was just like, I don't know what's
you just
going
wanted
on.
To get through?
I think I'm just going to erase that and just jump again. Like, I don't know what I got from that. So.
Well, mate, this crowd went absolutely berserk as you launched 66.4 metres. Another Moomba Masters under your belt. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Your 2024 men's jump champion from Canada, Ryan Dodd. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody.
I'll figure out Mom. No!
It's interesting. It's definitely, you know, supporting a family and being part of a family, responsible for a family, you know, seeing the kids and feeling that energy of love and that childlike spirit. It's got so many different dynamics to it, right? That it's really interesting to see the, you know, the playfulness and the joy and of the kids. I think that can be greatly utilized. And, it's also a little touchy, right? You feel like, you know, you're gonna sit there like hug your kid and then you're gonna go out and risk your life on the water, and it's pretty wild contrast there. I think there is ways for it to intertwine, but jumping isn't always just a sunny day with a headwind in a tropical place, right? Like, let's really comprehend those words that I just said. And, you know, we were starting the year off in Moomba and had all these sunny tropical days jumping, high-fiving my kids, sending it over 240. Like, I looked at a video today and like my 5th set of the year, I probably went like 2:43 with ease and was like, oh yeah, thinking, I remember the day I wrote down, like, I'm gonna break the world record this spring. It's gonna be so cool. And then I'm at Moomba. There's health issues, our kid's having a seizure. The day I'm flying out to Moomba, my leg seized up, I'm flying across the world, I'm jumping on a river in the dark, and I have a blood sugar crash stress thing, but now I got a night jump. You know, so how does this all affect me? Wow, I was like, you know, being a dad's great, it's amazing. But all the stuff that I put into my recipe to like be what I want to be kind of was like, and then you like, literally, I remember you guys were there, like, get videoing me. I was like laying on the ground to go out before a night jump. Like, I don't even know what's happening with my life right now. So I went out there and sent it, but it makes you wonder.
This is going to be the closest night jump we have ever had. It has all come down to this. 60.7! Paul is the winner!
So I won my first jump with him.
Yes! Bouncing off of the walls, up mountains.